After reading the original novel, I realized that Ti Hun was the most tragic woman among mortals. Her fate was so suffocating that even the ill-fated Xiling paled in comparison. Speaking of Ti Hun, everyone's most vivid impression is undoubtedly her adorable appearance and her ability to devour souls and ghosts. After all, this little monkey's charm could easily surpass that of both Xiling and Yuan Yao. She was also fiercely loyal to Han Li. Even in human form, she insisted on calling him her master. However, what no one could have imagined was that Ti Hun's past life was a blood feud with Han Li, and her ending was heartbreaking and hard to accept. First, let's look at Ti Hun's background. When she first appeared, Han Li obtained her from Yuan Yao. According to Yuan Yao, this little monkey was created by the Qingyang sect using demonic techniques, a method extremely cruel and a malevolent entity. However, her relationship with Han Li was very harmonious, especially during their time in the lower realm, which was the happiest period for Ti Hun. She was always by Han Li's side, never lacking food or drink, either sleeping soundly or enjoying herself, evolving step by step towards her final form. Initially in the human realm in the netherworld, Ti Hun devoured a large number of netherworld beast souls, not only helping Han Li escape his predicament but also achieving her first evolution. A blood-red evil ghost totem appeared on her back, marking the initial form of the punishing beast and the beginning of Ti Hun's turning point. Not only could she devour beast souls, but she also possessed a natural advantage against the bronze armor corpse, a source of pride for the Yin Luo sect, which allowed Han Li to achieve fame in the Battle of Mulan Grassland. Ti Hun's second evolution occurred in the spirit realm when she devoured a ghost nearing the nascent soul stage. This allowed Ti Hun to master the art of transformation and gradually awaken her intelligence. Later, in the Demon Gold Mountains, she devoured a fragment of the heavenly demon lord's soul, causing Ti Hun to fall into slumber again, but also gaining the new skill, the heavenly punishment spear. However, during Ti Hun's third evolution, a major change occurred. After an auction, Han Li fought with the owner of the 5 Light Cluster Fish Shop. Han Li initially thought it would be an easy victory, but he ran into a brick wall. The fish shop owner forcibly elevated himself to the Great Ascension stage by fusing with his Thunder Beast using the 5 Light Cluster secret technique, leaving Han Li dumbfounded. Even with Han Li's astonishing strength and unparalleled power among his peers, he couldn't fight several levels higher. But what followed was even more bewildering. Ti Hun transformed into Xing Tian Emperor and entered the battle. In a single exchange, Ti Hun swallowed the fish shop owner's Thunder Beast, resolving Han Li's crisis. But then, an unexpected event occurred. After a loud bang, Ti Hun was forcibly summoned to the true immortal realm. Upon arriving in the true immortal realm, Ti Hun transformed into a petite and adorable beauty. However, her good days were numbered. The one who summoned Ti Hun to the true immortal realm was a great Luo realm cultivator from the heavenly court, whose aim was to use Ti Hun's innate divine power to aid his cultivation. Unexpectedly, an accident occurred during his attempt to sever his 3 corpses, causing Ti Hun to be taken to the Grey Realm by his corpse soul clone. Ti Hun seized this opportunity to escape to the 9 Nether Domain, becoming a disciple of the 9 Nether Domain Lord. The Lord not only named her Yuluo but also poured all his resources into helping Ti Hun advance to the Tai Realm. So the question arises, was this 9 Nether Domain Lord genuinely kind to Ti Hun, or did he have ulterior motives? After Han Li ascended to the immortal realm, he struggled his way through the trials and tribulations, eventually reaching the 9 Nether Domain with Shi Chuakong and others. Their goal was to go to the cleansing pool to overcome the tribulation of the 5 signs of decay of heaven and man. This was the Immortal Realms Bath Group, a group many fellow cultivators jokingly referred to as the Immortal Realm Bathing Group. However, unexpectedly, their journey ended in disaster. The Bath Group was wiped out on the spot, everyone becoming prisoners, and even Han Li could only await his death in despair. Just then, Ti Hun successfully rescued everyone using his identity. However, Han Li didn't intend to leave and insisted on going to the cleansing pool. Ti Hun could only pretend to be escorting prisoners, leading Han Li closer to their destination. But an unexpected event occurred, their whereabouts were exposed, and they were pursued by a Grand Luo cultivator. Ti Hun was also accused of being a traitor to the 9 Nether Domain. Facing the Grand Luo expert's relentless pursuit, Han Li's baleful aura was on the verge of exploding. Fortunately, Mo Guang stepped forward, volunteering to cover their retreat, allowing the bathing group to temporarily escape. As they ventured deeper, they eventually encountered Lu Qi, a sealed Dao ancestor-level expert. Along with him came the 9 Nether Domain Lords' avatar. To survive, Han Li had no choice but to help Lu Qi break the seal. As the two powerful figures clashed, the 9 Nether Domain Lords' conspiracy was gradually revealed. It turned out that his kindness towards Ti Hun was all a scheme, intended only to refine Ti Hun into a high-level nether soul insect to control Lu Qi. Upon learning the cruel truth, Ti Hun's face turned deathly pale. She had previously felt guilt towards her former mentor, but now only confusion filled her mind. Who in this world would truly care for her anymore? While Ti Hun was still stunned, Han Li, returning from the cleansing pool, tightly shielded her behind him. With a distortion in the void, the Lord of Reincarnation, in league with the Demon Lord, secretly teleported everyone away. Ti Hun was severely injured during the teleportation and fell into a deep sleep once more. To find a way to awaken Ti Hun, Han Li traveled to the Demon Realm, where his experiences were fraught with hardship. First, he escorted Shi Chuakong back to the Demon Realm's capital. Then, he became embroiled in the power struggle among the demon princes, and later plunged into the accumulated scale void realm. Fortunately, he finally found the demon high priest without serious incident and successfully awakened Ti Hun. It was at this moment that Han Li realized the problem. The reason Ti Hun had fallen into a coma was that the essence of the law of reincarnation within him had been forcibly extracted, making the Lord of the Samsara Palace undeniably responsible. It turned out that Ti Hun's past life was actually caused by the Lord of the Samsara Palace, and the truth was only gradually revealed in the final chapter of the Immortal Realm arc. Millions of years ago, there was a place adjacent to the Immortal Realm called the Netherworld. This place was initially ruled by Xue Li, Gui Wu, and Ming Wang. However, the Lord of the Samsara Palace, in order to seize the 6 paths of reincarnation disc, transformed into the Wheel King, causing chaos in the Netherworld. In the end, Xue Li and Gui Wu were sealed away. Ming Wang was directly tricked to death, reincarnated as Ti Hun, and by a twist of fate, ended up by Han Li's side. And as everyone knows, this Lord of the Samsara Palace and Han Li are, in a sense, the same person. Ti Hun's fate was that, after learning part of the truth, he refused to use the Samsara pool to restore all his memories of his past life. She then bid farewell to Han Li and ventured alone to the desolate abyss of fallen souls in the Netherworld, disappearing without a trace. It's truly heartbreaking and poignant. Why is Ti Hun considered the most tragic woman? Entering her perspective is suffocating. In her past life, she was murdered by the Lord of the Samsara Palace. In this life, not only can she not seek revenge, but she is also devoted to Han Li, who treats her like a daughter. How could Ti Hun not be torn? Therefore, she ultimately chose to leave silently, bearing all the consequences alone. However, Ti Hun's character is quite endearing. She is not only fiercely loyal to Han Li but also incredibly gentle, like the most sensible eldest daughter in a family. No matter what happens, Han Li always puts her first. Even when Han Li severed his 3 corpses, she clearly stated that even if Han Li were possessed by an evil corpse, she would choose to follow him. The emotional bond between Ti Hun and Han Li is actually one of the more stable among all the characters. Even when she was just a little female monkey, she fought alongside Han Li. Even after evolving and surpassing Han Li in strength, she never attacked him like Jin Tong and the 6-winged centipede did. Instead, she always respectfully addressed Han Li as her master, and Han Li treated her like his own daughter, never hesitating to show her kindness. Currently, in the anime's progress, Ti Hun is still just a little monkey, in the early stages of evolution. We certainly won't see her as a beautiful woman in the short term. However, as Ti Hun progresses, her character model will likely become more dynamic and feminine. After all, the Mortal Cultivation anime team excels at subtle foreshadowing and planting clues early on. As for Ti Hun's role in the entire Mortal Cultivation series, her position is undoubtedly unshakable. Every time she appears, it's to save Han Li's life. While others may need Han Li's protection, Ti Hun more often shields him. The contrast between her loyalty and power shattered the common knowledge that spirit pets would inevitably betray their masters, showcasing the true meaning of absolute loyalty in the cultivation world. In short, the character Ti Hun is unique. No one similar to her can be found even after searching the entire original work. Her tragic ending, in particular, elevates the character's charm to another level.